2, 3, 4.
Hi, everybody.
I was just watching
Welcome.
that doll's head.
I like that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hey Boo. How y'all doing? How was your Mother's Day, Emmy? Anyway,
It was-
that's Emmy. Hi, Emmy. It
Hi, Jackie. How are you? It was wonderful. How about yours?
was good. It was good.
Okay, let me get us pulled up here. There we go. Popping out chat over there on YouTube.
Hi, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, what's up? He's like, "What's up, paranormal ladies? Can you
Yep.
hear me? Is my mic coming in okay? I don't feel like
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
good,
So,
good.
so 2 weeks ago we said we were going to talk about crystals,
Mhm.
and we got Emmy's going to tell us about crystals and how to clean them too, right? Right, Emmy.
Yep. Hey, Nando, welcome. There's many different ways too.
First
What do
off,
you want to know?
first off, first off, I want to know is where did it come from? It came from
Crystal.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, how did crystals come about to be
Oh
used?
my
As
gosh! Like
do we know?
I, I think we do, but I personally don't know. But I know it goes way back to the Greeks and stuff like that because they have crystals. Okay, the 13 crystal skulls. You've heard of
13.
those, right?
No.
13 crystal skulls. They have been around for so long, but there's 13 of them and they look like a real human skull. But they date back so far. I can't remember how far at the moment because I'm just kind of like cough guard. But they date back, and these skulls, even our finest tools today, cannot manipulate the same thing that these skulls how they were made. So that's Indiana Jones.
Jones.
Um, but yeah, so crystals are
So
used in
it
many
could
many
be
things.
like in healing.
Healing, yep. A lot of them will use healing. Um, a lot of people will carry. I carry a lot of stones and hand stones around, just depending on the day. You got the smoky quartz. You got
So and plus I want to know what each one means, kind of like.
oh my
So
gosh,
hold that one back up again.
this is a smoky quartz.
So what does that supposed to do?
Well, each stone actually does something different for everybody. Smoky quartz also helps grounding because it's a darker gemstone. Um,
It's good for investigations, right?
Yes and no. It depends on if it calls you out. I use black tourmaline when I go out on investigations, but that's a particular stone that I use. It helps with the grounding and helps with the evil and stuff. And you got like, yep, this is the amethyst. Amethyst does different things to different people. It could help with fear, it could help with anxiety. A lot of people use it for the anxiety. Um, Also, like tiger's eye is a very good stone to have for anxiety. Amethyst also helps you sleep. It's a very relaxing stone. Hey, Beth, welcome. Um, God, there's just, I, I mean, I could just start grabbing stones and pulling them up, and there's just so many that do so many different things. Um,
Yes.
it's really your intent on what you want, you know, what calls out for you.
A
I,
lot calls out for me.
and when it comes to cleaning, like what we said this before, and I said this the last time, I have a problem on touching. I'm always touching things. So even if I'm at a gemstone um you know store or a thing that's going on for the weekend, I get drained really fast because I'm picking up other energies from them touching them stones. um so it's all, I mean, you need to look at my message. Okay, I will definitely. Let's see. I'm trying to think. You put me on the spot here. I don't know much about crystals, but Jackie, I need a roll of toilet paper. Oh God, don't give it to him. Do not give it
No,
to him.
I'm not.
I don't think he really needs toilet paper. Um, what else do you want to know? Okay, so like certain stones only come in certain areas. Um, oh my God, my brain just stopped. I have a stone in my.
God.
Oh my God. Herkimer diamonds. The Herkimer diamond only comes from Herkimer County in New York. It's
Yes.
a unique crystal. My lighting's not that good. I love Herkimers. but it only comes from one spot, and that's it. Nowhere else. Hey, Dark Horse, welcome. Let's see what else I got. Oh my gosh.
Howard said, "What's that again?"
What was this? It's a Herkimer diamond. Comes from the Herkimer mines in New York, Herkimer County.
Anthony said, "I got some good crystals."
Where do you say that at?
Right here.
I got some crystals from his wife too. She does. She has some amazing crystals. Would love to have had her come aboard.
Yeah.
She does. She sells crystals. I've bought some amazing crystals from her, and she has very good, high quality for the price too. I have them all in the other room. Try to see if I got any here with me. So if Anthony can drop her link, if that's okay, because she does. The prices are remarkable. From the dust crystals and fuck, I can excuse my math. I can't even read. From the dust crystals and minerals. There we go.
Wow.
I'm so glad you remember the names. I would be confused. Some days I could sit there and just ramble them off. Jay's not really a crystal person, but I have a story about the crystal I was going to tell.
What?
Oh, Jay? Okay. I told this the other day on our channel. There's this place we like to go. It's called Canita, which is an Indian reservation. It's high desert. And I knew that there was going to be a full solar eclipse. So there's this tree that looks over the edge, and we call it Whistling Tree because when the wind blows, it sounds like it's whistling. And, like I said, this is all native land and stuff. So we go up there, and every time I go up there, I put crystals in the trees and then take out the other ones because it's just, it's something, it makes me feel closer to Earth, I guess, natural. So I really want these, and where the tree was at. Jay, bring me that crystal in the truck. Where those, I'm telling the story, where that tree was at, the full solar eclipse was going to beam like right down on that. So we took some crystals up there, stuffed them in the tree bark and stuff, and left. And it was like, all of a sudden, I do charge crystals in the full moon. You can put them in the sun for 4 hours. I don't do that. You can use Himalayan salt and do that. Some crystals don't go in the water, so you definitely don't want to put them in the water. Giving the trees offerings, yes, I have done that, yes. And so a couple months after the solar eclipse, probably 3/4 of Canita caught on fire because there was a huge wildfire here in the Pacific Northwest. It went from Mount Hood, Multnomah Falls, and all part of that area. And so it was like 8 months later, we decided to go for a drive. And just driving through Canita and Warm Springs, it was so disheartening looking at the ground that everything was pretty much gone. It had caught on fire, ashes were left. And so Jay's, preparing me. He goes, that tree's probably not there. He goes, it probably burnt down with everything else. I'm like, okay, I'm like, let's just still go to it and see. I wanted to see for myself. You know what I mean? So we finally made it to the tree. And as we're pulling up, coming around these windy roads, I see the top of the tree. I'm just like, oh my God. And we get down to it. That tree was still standing. Now, where that tree was at, everywhere else around that tree was burnt. We have videos of this. I should have had Jay bring those up. We have videos of these where it looked like just spots of, fire spotting around it. But pretty much the entire area around that tree was burnt. So I go and find my crystal. And when I took the crystal, it was a clear quartz crystal. Clear quartz. I mean, you could see through it. When I got it, it was almost like a amber color. Yeah, I thought for sure it was smoke stain. So did Jay. I'm like, no, this has to be smoke stain. So we tried cleaning it and cleaning it and cleaning it. And so I'm like, no, this isn't smoke stain. So we took it to one of my crystal shops, one of the ladies I go to. And the first thing she said, she goes, before I even told the story, she said that crystal used all of its energy. I'm going, oh my, huh? Yeah, she's like, oh, look at that. That crystal has used all of its energy. And I'm like, there's a story behind this. And so we told her, and the same thing I told you guys. She goes, that crystal saved that tree. That tree is something special. And to this day, we drive around with that crystal in our truck. And I totally wholeheartedly believe in these crystals. And now it's starting to lighten up, like get his energy back, I guess. But also with that crystal in our truck, we almost got in a severe car accident and rolled the truck. That crystal hanging in the truck, I felt saved us. Even the people who, when we pulled into the gas station, they're like, oh my God, you guys almost lost it down the coast. And it was crazy. So I believe in the crystals. I don't care what anybody else says. I do. But yeah, Jay, I guess Jay's not going to bring it in. One time on my stream, I'll show it. We showed it on his, but I wrapped it and we hung it in the truck, and it made it very special to us. I carry around a rose quartz angel with me around all the time. And see, rose quartz, a lot of people think it's for love, and it is. The main thing for rose quartz is for love. But different things, different people will use the rose quartz for something else, like a security thing or an anxiety, depression. There's so much metaphysical powers that each gemstone does. But when you have that gemstone, it may do something totally different for you. Fluorite. Fluorite is one of the gemstones that doesn't need to be recharged. Selenite is another one that does not need to be recharged, but you can put other gemstones on selenite to recharge them. And I had a friend that could come on with us. Oh my gosh. I just thought about that. There's several gemstones out there that does not need to be recharged. And like quartz crystals, when you have quartz with a different gemstone, it helps amplify that other gemstone, whether it be, a smoky quartz. Now, amber's considered a gemstone, but it's not. Amber is from, gazillion billion years ago.
Yep.
And it's, from the tree, the sap from the tree. I love amber. Amber helps me with my depression. So Beth will talk on that. Gosh, let's see what else. I should have. Some people will grab, this is an amethyst tower, but the amethyst isn't as purple, but it is very, sparkly and stuff. This helps, besides I like the amethyst, I love purple, but this does help keep me calm too. Other people may use it for something different. Also, I don't pick out. I'm thinking too fast. I got to slow down.
Yeah.
you know that ADHD is kicking in. When I go into a crystal store or a crystal show, how do you yes, fluorite is actually one that is supposed to help with the memory. Unfortunately, fluorite doesn't help me with the memory, but I still like to carry it, thinking maybe sometimes it does. But fluorite is one, and it is one of those stones that does not have to be. What's my dog doing? I'm sorry. Wow, that just squirrel. Let's see.
So it's good to have those crystals like that around your house.
Yes, it is.
Like the big ones, like you just showed us, it's good to have around the house.
No, big ones not so necessarily. I'm a gemstone hoarder, so I collect very unique gemstones. But I also like ugly ones, like something like this. It's raw.
Yeah.
I like raw, natural state. I will pick out raw gemstones. Well, they call me gemstones. That's the thing. Gemstones will call you. It's not you wanting the gemstone, even though it's pretty. A lot of times you'll walk past that one. It's not ready to go with you yet. What got you into collecting crystals? Ever since I was a little kid, I would go around collecting rocks. And what got me more into it was when we bought this house. So almost 22 years ago, when we moved into this house, and I told the story before, when my kids were little and when I got married, I just kind of put the paranormal on the back burner because I just didn't want to affect my family. I've seen how it affects people's family. I've seen people say, "Oh no, you're crazy. That's not paranormal." You know what I mean? And so I just didn't want my kids to have to go through that. But when we moved into this house, I had gemstones, but not as big as I have them now. And I would see this black shadow come around the corner. And I told you guys this. And even Jay, for like 5 years, this was going on. I didn't say anything to him. He didn't say anything to me. And I started bringing in more gemstones. But when we both, acknowledged what we were seeing, that's when I just went all out. That's all I did. I started researching more gemstones and buying gemstones and a huge collection. I get them all around the world. Some of the gemstones have like record keepers. And what I mean by record keepers, I don't have any right here with me. A record keeper is like little diamond shapes on these gemstones, and they're called record keepers. It's like if you have an instrument or something, not an instrument, a piece of machine or something that can play that record back, it will tell you about the past and the history, which I find is very intriguing. I would love to know about it. I mean, gemstones are also self-healing themselves. Like if you see some that have split and then like another quartz crystals growing out of it, they can self-heal. They're constantly growing. What else?
What crystals do you not have that you want?
Oh my gosh. There's so many. There's like so many. I can't just really go down the list. I can go into a gemstone store, and like I said, the crystals usually call me out, and I can see like the most beautiful crystals there. Like this is a flower agate. Normally, I'm not into flower agate, but this one just really caught my eye.
Yeah.
They're very beautiful. Oh, and there's a lot of gemstones out there. Where's my black light? There's a lot of gemstones out there that will actually fluoresce too.
You mean like glow?
Yes, like flower agates glow. And how you can tell a real amber is it glows fluorescent green. Where is my black light?
Beth said, "Is there any from the UK that you want?"
I really don't know. Honestly, I haven't thought about it. I'm trying to think because UK has a lot of jaspers, don't it? I believe it. I believe the UK has a lot of jaspers. I'm trying to think what else could be over there. Oh my gosh. Can you guys hear that? My husband's in the kitchen doing something. I hope he's quiet. You okay? Okay.
Wouldn't that be a rare one if you got one from the UK?
I do have somewhere like brucite is a yellow gemstone. It's not really rare. It's kind of rare, but not really rare. There's gemstones out there like malachite that the raw malachite form is fibrous. So you want to be careful because it's actually poisonous. So after you hold a malachite, you want to wash your hands. There's malachite, there's azurite. There's also a cinnamon. It's poisonous too, and those are the ones also you really don't want to wash them if they're in raw form.
Yeah,
you want to make sure you don't drink them. A lot of people will actually also put like smoky quartz. They make the drinking bottles where you can actually put your crystals in them and drink and get the energy, and like the moon water, you put crystals in with the moon water, and it helps you with all kinds of things, like your mental illness, like if you're paranoid, you can have certain crystals that will help with the paranoia.
Wow.
I carry crystals everywhere I go. Like, there's been so many places you can tell when a person is needing a crystal, a complete stranger. And I've walked up to somebody, I'm like, this is for you. And they'll look at it and their whole face just lights up, smiles, Also, I make a habit of this when we go out to dinner and when we leave a tip. Majority of the time, I put a crystal or some kind of gemstone. Not always quartz. It's not always quartz. It could be a jasper. It could be, anything that I have on me. I will put it with the tip money. And there was one time I remember this where we were coming off the mountains and we stopped at this little mom and pop diner. And I guess this lady was having a bad day, but I didn't know that, but she was very kind. And I left her a crystal with this tip. As I was getting ready to get in the truck, I guess from what Jay was saying, he saw her run through the restaurant, run outside, and was thanking me and gave me a hug. Yeah, Jay's like, yeah, because she goes, this is the best tip I had ever had. She goes, I was having such a horrible day. And she didn't tell me exactly what was going on, but she felt alive again. Just from a little crystal. I know a man who puts his crystals in water to cleanse himself once a month, and he drinks it in full moon. There are people that do that too. Patty from the G team has her own business now too. Patty actually makes moon water. And when we went to Casadega there in Florida, it was a full moon. Wow. And we'd taken crystals with us too. When Patty and I travel, we always have crystals, always. Just, you never know. And because we give them to people. And when we were at this Casadega hotel, this lady comes up to us, and because we're walking around at night and video, and she goes, it's a full moon. And she goes, I have some, she didn't tell anybody else. It's like she told us. We were complete strangers. She goes, I'm making some full moon down at the end of the trail between these two palm trees, and it's covered with hay. And she goes, there's gemstones in there. She goes, please help yourself. Take some water out of there, drink it, rub it on you and stuff. She goes, please do that. And we're like, first we thought she was nuts. Like, all of a sudden she's like saying all this, and Patty and I are like, okay. Because Casadega is a very spiritual place, with witches and, everything. So we went down there and just moving that hay and grabbing that water and the gemstones. We even added gemstones in there to help out, and it was just an amazing thing. I wouldn't say you have to believe, but people that don't believe have felt a big difference. Even my husband was a non-believer. That when it wasn't when we saw the cow that time. That was like a year later. But Patty actually makes stuff now, and she's got her own little store. You guys, it's such a spiritual thing. I can't go into how much crystals have changed my life and how much they mean to me. And now I feel like I'm being interviewed.
You are.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, what does a black crystal mean?
Which one? There's obsidian. There is black tourmaline. Hold on. I think you may have somebody. Just a moment. Shit. Okay, so I carry black tourmaline, which helps with evil spirits and everything. And black is more of a grounding, because you even here at my house, I have put black tourmaline in all corners of my house outside, just because of that black shadow we saw. We don't see that black shadow as much anymore because I started filling my house with so many gemstones. Like every room has stones from everywhere.
Isn't it supposed to keep negativity away?
Not just to keep negativity away. You know, that's the purpose I use it for when I put the stuff out there. My brain just broke. God damn it. I hate when that happens. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you some of my favorite stones. We'll start with there and go from there. So a Tibetan quartz. Tibetan quartz has black in it. It's like soil.
Yes.
soot.
Yes. I see it.
Tibetan quartz also, a lot of the Tibetan quartz has kept water that has been trapped inside the gemstone too. This one doesn't have it. I do have some out there. This one is a healer too because it had broke and started healing itself.
Wow.
So they do heal themselves. They do grow, people.
Wow.
I can just go on. What would you like to see? If I have something, what would you like to see?
Me and Howard has to find a store that sells crystals so I can get into it. I mean, I like certain ones.
Is it because of the color, or do you?
I read what it's about.
Okay.
Usually they tell you what it's about.
So you'd never gone into a crystal store and actually something calls out to you?
No.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I haven't done in my life.
Phenakite is one of my favorite. Actually, where'd my bag go? Phenakite is a very strong stone. I'm looking around on the floor for my bag because I know I had a bag right here. I had my gemstones unless I moved them. Phenakite is another. A lot of crystals look the same. Where the hell did it go? Jackie, I was not prepared. Oh my God. Oh. Is this it? I should have been more prepared because I wasn't sure I was going to bring things up, but I didn't think we were going to have the show. I got bags.
Oh, yeah, we said we were going to have it. I've been waiting for 2 weeks for this show.
Yeah. Okay. A couple of my friends came from, it's a bag, unless I totally moved it, came from Atlanta, and they stayed here for 2 weeks. So we went into one of my favorite gemstone stores, and they didn't know anything about gemstones. Well, there was this stone, it's phenakite. It looks like a little quartz crystal, but it comes from different mines. It has different metaphysical powers, and I knew what it would do. Jay knows what it does, and I had my friend Brooke put it in her left hand, and she put it in her left hand, and she's holding it. She goes, "Why am I feeling a vibration?" Wow. And this is the honest to God truth. This stone actually does vibrate and help like release the toxins and stuff like that out of your body. And you start to feel warm. She knew nothing of the stone, but yet she was having everything that the stone does.
Wow.
And then you give her, what was the other thing? Apophyllite, and that helps calm it down.
Wow.
When they left and they went back to Atlanta, Georgia, we still talk and stuff, but it was like a couple months later. She's like, "Emmy, what was the name of that stone?" She searched and finally found that stone to help her and stuff. But it's just little things like that. If you don't tell somebody what it does, and if they have that reaction, it's true. I mean, come on. It's like the paranormal, it's like some people, yes, some people no, but deep down, what did Howard say? You've been in the store that sells them, Jackie, at Voodoo Authentica.
I never saw them in there.
Well, when I come,
bracelets.
When I come there, Jackie, let's look up a place to go find, because I mean, there's all little stores are all around. Rather, people, because if you're looking for something else, it's not going to say, "Oh, crystal store," except for in places where crystals are very prominent in the state.
Yeah.
We can find a place that actually sells crystals. Yes, Jay? Jay goes, "Jackie better drink Red Bull because she doesn't know how." When it comes to crystals, it's like paranormal. I will stay there for hours and hours and just looking at the gemstones and touching them. Do you think that some crystals work for some and not? Yes, absolutely. As long as you're
There was
buying it.
one. There was one that you were talking about. It helps you with being paranoid, and how it said, Jackie, you need that one.
Jackie needs that one.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, Jackie, you need that one now.
Jackie's not
Does that
paranoid.
one help you with paranoid?
Yeah, there's so and like I said, there's each stone. There's so many different metaphysical powers that these do. One that will work for me may not work for you. Jackie's not paranoid. She's married to you. And you know what, Howard? I don't have to do buying. Jackie, I got gemstones I'll give to you. I have an issue about mailing things out. It's really hard for me to mail things out. But I used to sell gemstones. I used to sell them, but when I was buying them, I'd buy like, 3. Like I would have one, I'd sell the other couple. It got to the point where I felt I couldn't sell gemstones to people anymore. I would give them away because I felt they needed them more than I did. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let's see. We got to continue this because I will have all my Jay was on the computer and I was going to do this out there. So next time we do this again, I'm going to have that whole area and I will go down my shelves. I also into skulls. I love crystal skulls. I have some handmade skulls. I probably have 175, 200 gemstone stones or gemstone skulls that are just totally different. I may have a couple, like my black ones, I have a couple the same. That is passing on your good energy to others, helping others. I still cleanse mine before I send them out. So not only, yes, it's my good energy, and, I will still cleanse them with Palo Santo. And that way they're starting fresh because I wrap them up good for you and stuff.
Was it good if you had crystals and you can't go to a tree like you have a tree, but maybe if somebody puts their crystals in their tree, that's dying or something, and
you can try it.
Try it?
Yeah. Jay, come here. And that's not just the only tree I've stuck crystals in. You guys are thinking, man, this lady's paranoid about airplanes, elevators, thunderstorms, and me driving. Yeah, I'll just get you the whole mind, Jackie. But like we've gone camping, and a lot of places where we go a lot of, like at this one area, there's a certain camping spot. I have to have that camping spot. I don't know what it is, but there's these trails, and I will go down these trails, and I will put gemstones in certain trees that I feel that are calling out to me, I guess, kind of crazy. Yes, I'm crazy, people. You guys are just now realizing that. But and then I may not go back to that area about 2 or 3 years, but I remember the stone will call me and I'll go back to that tree and grab it. The tree and everything, the surroundings have changed. Is it because of the stone? I don't know. I mean, like you said, if the tree's dying, I've done that. If the tree looks saddened, I've given it gemstones. A lot of them I don't go back and get. I feel nature needs them themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I do, and I hope a lot of other people do, like when I'm out rock hounding and beach combing, because I'll find a lot of the agates and stuff on our beach. The best thing to do too, guys, I'm getting all environmental naturalist. Please pick up the garbage around places when you're out and about doing something like that. Because, if you're taken from the earth, make sure you're taking away the garbage from that other people have left. You are crazy. We love you. Thank you. I've talked to my gems. So, okay. Another thing. Go ahead.
No, you ain't talked too much. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay.
You said another thing.
Jay, okay, here in Oregon, growing marijuana is legal. And a lot of people use the marijuana for medicinal use. And
Yeah.
my husband was hurt many, many years ago. And so he started smoking marijuana. Well, several years back, quite a few years back, they made it legal to grow marijuana in Oregon yourself. So every time Jay would go out and grow marijuana, this is honest to God truth, people, he takes my gemstones and he places them in the pot with the plant. You're not crazy. You're family. Thank you. He places the gemstones in the plant, different kinds of gemstones, and he talks to them. He would rotate the gemstones from them. I'm live. What do you need? Huh? Okay. He would play music out there for them, and it does make a difference because one year he didn't do the whole rotation of the gemstones, and the plants didn't come out as good as they had in the past. There was just other stuff going on, and because Jay was stressing out, his plants were paying for it. But he would rotate those gemstones. When he'd rotate the plants, move them around, and as the plants started getting bigger, he would hang them on the plants because I would wire wrap them, and he would hang them on the plants. And the first time he had done that, like the year prior to that, his plants, I want to say, just looked like regular plants when he grew them. But then when you tried the gemstones, the crystals, and all the stuff that can be in water, like you don't want to put selenite in water because it does after time, dissolve.
Mhm.
But there was a big difference of the year before and then that first year using gemstones. And his friends even said, smoking the weed actually tasted better too.
Wow.
And it was really mellow. So there's different things. And that's when he really started believing too, I guess. What can a gemstone, okay, what kind of gemstones and where do you find them? Well, okay, so here in Oregon, we have
So I'm going to tell you who this is. This is my friend that I grew up with. You can't see her name, but her name's Christine. Her name is Christine.
Hi, Christina. So it depends on where you're at. Okay, I live in Oregon, so like our stone is the thunder egg. We can go out and find those thunder eggs in Central Oregon where it's high desert. Also on the coast, there's many different agates. We got the blue agates. And if I'm not mistaken, blue agates are actually hard to find anywhere else but in Oregon. They're still kind of hard to find here. We also have what's called the sunstone. A lot of people are misinterpreted by the sunstone. There's another stone that's like a yellowish orange, kind of like a calcite, and they call that a sunstone. But the sunstone here in Oregon, that's only from Oregon, it looks like a very like a champagne, very pale orange, and it's found here in Oregon. It's the Oregon sunstone. Also, the blue holly agate is from Holly, Oregon. That's the only place you can find it. And like when I was talking about the Herkimer diamonds, this is a good size. But normally they're real tiny and they're perfect. Herkimer diamonds are only found in Herkimer County there in New York. We got the Tibetan quartz. Oh, and where's that one at? K2 stone. Oh my God. Where's my K2? Oh, snap. A K2 stone. It's not in front of me. It's made of granite and azurite. Well, granite and azurite are two stones that should not be together, but there's only one place that's found is at the bottom of the K2 mountain.
Wow.
And that's the only place it's found. Let's see what else. Hey, Robert. Also, these my brain. I'm going too fast. Oh my God. With interviews.
So what was a good crystal if you're like if you having pain, or is there one that can heal you of like
I would say heal you, but lapis lazuli.
You have one?
Like arthritis and stuff like that. Lapis lazuli. I'm burping. Hold on. Yeah, lapis lazuli is a real good one to carry around for health. Oh my God. I don't get, okay, it's hard to explain. I don't get gemstones based on what their metaphysical power says it does. I get them on how they make me feel. A lapis lazuli may help my joints and stuff, may not help yours.
Yeah.
And again, that's where we get to this whole touchy feely thing, picking up the stone and seeing how it is with you. And I'm trying to see if my friend contacted me because she got into gemstones with me. Well, no, I take that back. I don't put the pressure of people like, oh my God, you should get this gemstone because it helps with what, and you should get this gemstone. You know, I don't do that. But when people start getting into them, like a friend of mine, I've known her almost 10 years. I want to say the past 3 years, she just started getting into gemstones. And she understands now the struggle and how real it is to be a gemstone hoarder. And I think she's starting to know more about them than I do. I'm just being honest on that. And that's Ashley. She usually comes in inky spondylitis or ankylosing spondylitis.
It's like I'm attracted to the black stones. Why is that?
Yeah, you probably need more grounding in your life.
That's why I keep asking about it.
Yeah, you probably need more grounding in your life. Like I said, they help me with grounding. They help with the black stones are really good with helping, trying to keep the negativity out of your life, keeping your body grounded. And when I say negativity, it doesn't mean, you know, like demons or possession or, you know, like people are like the negative part of that when it comes to paranormal. No, it's just the entire negativity of what other people can bring to you.
Like if somebody comes up to you and says something negative, negativity. I'm sorry.
No, negative.
And does that keep them away from you from coming?
I wouldn't say it keeps them away from you, but it helps how you would react with negativity. Like in the past, I used to, when people say certain things, there would be trigger words, right? And when I started carrying the stones, I noticed my mentality, I wouldn't like snap at them, you know, or if they start, yeah, see, you're like, I snap.
So I guess because I haven't, I do. So I guess I haven't cleaned it. So that'll be the next question after you get finished saying about the negativity.
Yeah, and everyone, you know, like Jackie, you've had that around your neck, and I think it's an onyx is what we decided what it was. Yeah. You haven't cleaned that since you bought it.
Right.
You have to move there you go. Black onyx and sterling silver, because it looks like a piece of onyx. I could be wrong, but onyx is like the main thing a lot of times they use in jewelry besides black tourmaline or obsidian. Obsidian is more shiny. Black tourmaline is not as shiny, you know, it's between those two, but the black onyx has more of a matte color to it. You know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? Everybody knows what I mean. Hold on. I hate this. Fibromyalgia, you guys, this is real. You get fibro fog. Hugs, Beth. Thank you so much for joining us. Beth is in the UK, so therefore Beth is going to go to bed. I always pick up sea glass. I do too. But okay, back on the subject. Okay, when you clean it, you don't always use water because, like I said, some gemstones you don't want to put in water.
But is this a true gemstone now?
A black onyx is a true gemstone. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like this is an onyx, but this is not this one's not an onyx. I got some onyx up there. I take Palo Santo because everybody, even me learning, and I've just learned this, you know, with you guys about saging. Saging can be good and bad. Yeah. And so, you know, I learned this. I'll tell you guys, I did sage my stuff for a while. But it's not a good idea because it could bring in what you don't want in. And so Palo Santo, I swear on this, for negativity, to make you feel good, I would light it and then like this is a piece of coral. I would light it and just let the smoke go through it a little bit. Oh, hold on. Maybe I can get her to come up here too, if that's all right. Hold on. Wait.
So when I go look for crystals, sometimes or a piece of jewelry like this one. Let me take it off.
Yeah.
Like that
Okay,
one.
so the butterfly is actually a shell. It's mother of pearl. Now let me see the rest of the gemstones. Okay.
Wait. All right. That
You got pearls on there. That black and white one looks like snowflake obsidian, I believe. It looks like it. It's hard to tell. You got some jaspers on there. Okay, you have some tiger's eye. So that real pretty brown with the light brown, that's tiger's eye.
that one right there.
Yep.
That one.
Yep. That's a really good common one too. And
Does something like this? Does something like this need to be cleaned too?
I would honestly. Anytime I get bracelets, like this is a rose quartz, I do the same thing. I will sage them. I have a bad habit of when I do leave the store, I will actually put them on. You know, it's a personal.
Is this one real? Look. Wait a minute. Let me get in the camera.
And hold your hand behind it. Those black ones?
No, they're green. They're like
the green looks like an aventurine. It looks like a green aventurine. And then the dark green ones? Are those dark green?
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell. They absorb everything. Always cleanse. Now, see, Ashley, I was just talking about you, Ashley, and I would love for you to come up here if you could for like 30 minutes. She just about 3 years ago just started getting into the gemstones, and she really does. You know, why are you growling at her? She won't move. There's gemstones that she names that I don't even know of. You know, it's. And she's right. They absorb everything. They really do. She always cleans them. I always clean them, but my bad habit is I put them on and wear them right after I buy them.
Yes.
You shouldn't.
I got that from I got that one, the one with the butterfly. From
and then that
Voodoo out there.
You got okay, hold your hand to back up. You got the evil eye and those black stones. Let me see that black one, the black band.
It's this black.
Actually, saging, Ashley, we'll talk about saging. We don't want to do that.
Every time I see something that's black, I get it.
Is it black and white? Does it have like little white specks? Okay, that's probably I just said it. Snowflake obsidian. Hi, Kitty. Welcome. Or selenite. Selenite to help recharge them too. Yes.
Sage will help.
We'll talk about the sage, Ashley, because I haven't mentioned to Ashley about the sage and what I've learned. But sage can bring out what you don't want to have, or it could take away the good. And and I've got some selenite. They're selenite flat pieces. They're like 5 by 10, and you put your crystals on the slab of selenite to help recharge them.
So what does she do? That this one? She knows a lot about crystals.
Okay, so if I feel all lucky, I'll take my selenite stick, my wand, and I will like charge myself because selenite's really good at charging yourself. She uses her selenite. She has selenite slabs that are a flat piece that she puts, like she'll line up her gemstones on her selenite. Oh, another stone
It
is
charges them.
yes, it helps charge them.
So she knows a lot about crystals.
She does. She does. And
Does?
bowls.
Which-
She puts them in her bowl. That's why I said I want her up here, but she's at her parents' house. I'm like, come on, for 30 minutes? Not even 30 minutes.
How about next week? Is she willing to come on and talk with us next week?
Will you come up with us next week, Ashley, please? Also, by where she is at, there, Euperlite, and I'll have my blacklight with me too. Euperlite is another gemstone that's only found in a place called Euper City. I mean, Jackie, sage is good for communicating also. Next week for sure, she says. And I will have more stuff. I'll have everything prepared because like I said, I got up, got ready, and then, you know, unfortunate unseen things happen. So I was ready, and it kind of, you know, because I want to explain so much more. And this way I will have my gemstones near me and I'll be mentally prepared. And when Ashley come up, if you want her up, definitely have her up. Because this show's like an hour, Ashley. And we get into talking gemstones and that's all we do. And she is become very knowledgeable with these gemstones.
Okay.
So
that's fine. Because our time is almost up. We have like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I think we're gonna have somebody selling gemstones at Fear Fest, right? I have to bring up Fear Fest.
Yep. Howard had got somebody, I'm not sure who. And anybody out there who does sell gemstones, definitely should come to Fear Fest. Definitely buy a booth for the weekend. Can't beat that. $300 starting off. Okay. And so what that includes is that gets you into the event and everything. And with, you know, New Orleans being a place where, you know, voodoo and all this, you don't see very many gemstone stores, right?
Right.
They're not.
He says there's some in there, but I go for the bracelets.
Yeah.
I don't I never saw the crystals, so I was
Jay said
the base.
It would be a very big thing because, you know, people really are into the gemstones, like
yes,
more than you know. Early bird special ends this Friday, so right now, it after the early bird special, to be at the door to go into the event for the entire weekend will be, I believe, $120. Where's Beth? The other Beth, she usually drops the link. And so with the early bird special, for one person, instead of paying $120, it's $80 for the entire weekend. And there's so much stuff is going to be going on. There's also going to be, you know, events to where go out and exploring, you know, investigating, and there's several concerts. You guys, it's something you don't want to miss out on. And when it comes to gemstones, I'm telling you, if I didn't live so far away, I would bring them. I definitely would. Just, you know, for me to even prepare to try to pack up and ship them to you first, that would be really hard, you know, because I wouldn't know what to expect. But I'll tell you guys right there, there's Howard just dropped the link.
There's the link.
You know, selling gemstones at this place is going to be a huge, huge thing. And if anybody makes their own equipment or wants to sell equipment, same thing. Start table is $300. A table with electricity is $350, and I believe the corner tables are $400. Because, you know, the corner tables, you know, they got the best, but you really don't need electricity. I'm just saying, if you're going to sell gemstones and stuff like that, what do you need the power for? You don't. Just buy little power boxes and stuff. Yes, crystals are good for protection. America needs protection. Yes, we do. We all do.
And the dates for Fear Fest is September 29th, September 30th, and October 1st.
Yes.
At the Castine Center in Mandeville?
That I don't know. And then we got, is there Paralinks, Paraposts? We're going to have guest speakers there for those, right?
And there's the website right there if you would like to go to it and look at Eventbrite. Fairfest 2023 New Orleans.
And this is just a start of a new beginning that's going to be a big hit. I mean, because you see how
Yes.
long Paracon's been going on and Comic Cons. This is going to be starting out and going to be like that. You know, next thing you know, hey, what is the property for amethyst? Well, like we were talking about that earlier. It depends on, you know, I use it for different things. But amethyst does help people with their anxiety, breathing, helps them sleep at night. Hey, Tony. Hey, Miss Solo. It all depends on what you want it for. Also, people who are in the paranormal, I believe, Parasolo, you using gemstones in your boxes that you're creating, aren't you? Isn't you? Because some people will do that. They will use amethyst to help communicate with the spirits and stuff. So he's another person. We should get him on the show too, because he makes Parasolo.
He knows a lot about
things.
it too.
Yeah, he makes things. Yeah.
We will discuss that one after we
Yeah,
do. What's her name? Ashley?
Ashley, yes. Yeah, definitely get her up here next week.
We'll see Ashley next week.
Yes.
And you would talk to her. She would have to like friend one together.
Oh yeah.
But
I'll get you guys hooked up.
That's the end of Hey Boo. I have to cut it because I think Howard needs to use the computer and I'm on his computer. But we'll finish this discussion next week with Ashley as our guest. And bye everybody. We see y'all next week.
Love y'all.
Have a good week, everybody. Have a good week.
Jackie, don't be paranoid. No, I'm joking.
Oh my God.
We're still live, Jackie.
Oh.